Hello, my name is Anthony and I just surpassed 100 miles on the Mount to Coast R1s. However, an ultra runner named Justin Montikue back in 2024 actually put on 854 miles in one race. One pair of shoes, 854 miles, that's incredible. You might be like me and you're tired of replacing shoes every 300 to 500 miles. Well, these shoes might be the solution for you. So in this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions after 100 miles, all about the Mount to Coast R1s and why you should get a pair for yourself. All right, so first off, who is Mount to Coast? They're actually pretty new on the scene. They've only been out a few years now. But what happened was they saw a problem within the ultra running community where ultra runners put on these long miles and these ultra races actually had to switch out shoes multiple times throughout these races. And also that the shoes that they're wearing would not adapt to the swelling that happens with the feet during high mileage. And so many runners would have to buy like shoes that were too large for their feet just to adapt to that swelling. So they recognized those two problems and they brought in a bunch of experts from like Brooks, Nike, New Balance, folks with like over 26 years experience, and they came up with this prototype which actually won an award in 2023 from ESPO. That prototype actually became one of those shoes, actually was the R1. They're on a good track so far, and as I said, they sent me these pair of shoes to try out. And a little disclaimer first, all the thoughts in this video are of my own. They did not pay me for any of this. I was just very thrilled and thankful that they'd send me a pair to try out. All right, let's talk about my first impressions when I got them out of the box. They were not exactly the sexiest design I've ever seen. Very simple, and maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're just going for a simple, simplistic look, and they're putting all the focus into the engineering of these, which is fine. They have an 8mm drop from heel to toe, and they weigh 8.5 ounces, which is a super light shoe considering all the cushion they have on them. They have this adjuster tab on here, which allows you to adjust when your feet get swollen, which is a cool, I've never seen that before. But here's what is interesting. One of my favorite pair of shoes is the A6 Nimbus. And they actually has the same drop, 8mm. This shoe here is much lighter than this one. This weighs almost 10.5 ounces, 8.5 ounces. With, in my opinion, just about as much cushioning as the Nimbus. All right, so my first run, how did it go? I was super mentioning, I'm talking about cushioning as I just mentioned. The cushion in these are phenomenal. I mean, I put these on, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting as much cushion in these as I did. Very bouncy. I was able to feel the cushion throughout the entire shoe, but mostly in the midsole area. Very good fit. The breathability is fantastic. I must say the favorite thing about these shoes here are the breathability and the wiggle room I have in my toes. Oh my gosh. And as I mentioned, it has the adjustments here if you need more space in the toe box. But man, I didn't really make much adjustments here because I'm not having like so much foot swelling as maybe somebody that puts on hundreds of miles on at one time. I think the most I put on in one pair so far has been 13 miles, and I haven't had any issues, but the toe box is, oh my gosh, I cannot stress this enough, how breathable and how free my toes feel in the toe box of these shoes. So, fantastic. Okay, so after 100 miles, I've done numerous workouts on these shoes. I've done speed work to easy short runs to long runs, and I have not had any issues in these so far. The cushioning, they don't feel as cushiony as they did when I first put them on. And I think that's mostly just because I've gotten used to them. They still have the same, I don't really see much wear and tear in them yet. They feel I think I have a lot of miles left in these. As I said, I love the toe box area. It's still good. The length of the laces, no issues there. The tongue, not as much cushioning as I would probably prefer. Maybe more cushioning, I would like that. But compared to overall, it's a very good, snug fit. No discomfort. And what I would like to see maybe a heel strap here to put them on and off. But talking about taking them on and off, they actually slide off really easily. Not that they feel loose or anything, but the material they have back here just makes it really easy just to slide off. So I'm thinking, if you're an ultra runner and you're at the end of your race, you're done, they just pop right on off. It seemed like instead of having to struggle to get a pair of shoes off. That's a great plus. the weight of them, like as I said, they're 8.5 ounces, super light. Like I said, I can do speed work in these, long runs, and I haven't had an issue. They feel fantastic. So what I recommend the Mount to Coast R1s, I'm pretty sure you could guess from now, yes, I do. Like as I said, they're not the sexiest shoe in the market. They don't have the best design, but for $160, what they're currently going for at the moment of this recording, paid $160 and you got 600 to 800 miles on one pair of shoes, that's a fantastic deal. And yeah, I highly recommend them. So by the way, there is a link in the description below. If you'd like to use my link, save a few bucks. It is an affiliate link, so I get a few bucks back. But don't feel obligated to that, but it does help. That helps the channel and helps you save a few bucks. 100 miles in the Mount to Coast R1s. As of now, I highly recommend them. I'm excited to put on more miles to see if I can maybe catch up to Justin's 854 miles on one pair of shoes. Might be a while, but who knows, maybe I'll get there. So let me know in the comments below if you tried these out, what you think about them. And if any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm Anthony, reminding you to keep running for your best life.